Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast, For Women by Women. The goal of our podcast is to start meaningful conversations with women who are making a difference in their respective industries and paving the way for young women to follow in their groundbreaking path.
The founders of this club, Sabrina Canali and Tiffany Ng, created the Women in Business Club in January of 2021. Our mission is to empower and inform young women about gender inequality in the workplace so we, as a community, can strive to make a change.
Our next guest speaker is, in fact, one of our founders, Tiffany Ng. SFP's very finest joins us for this episode to share her experience as a Fordham student and updating us on her journey of making a name for herself.
So without further ado, let's get this episode started.
Hi everyone, I'm Tiffany. I co-founded Women in Business here with my best friend Sabrina back in 2021. We actually came to Mrs. A with this little idea, and seeing you all here, and now Lauren and Jasmine have kept the club thriving. It's really honestly so surreal and it really means to me the world to me right now. And you guys showing up today is just an amazing start. I'm currently a junior at Fordham right now, majoring in finance. I co-founded a club there called Blockchain Fintech of Fordham, and I've interned in artificial intelligence and machine learning in the past. And this summer, I'm going to be at BlackRock interning in their multi-asset strategies group. I'm very passionate about helping women break into business, and especially tech-driven business. I'm finance, and I'm excited to chat with you guys here today.
So, since you talked about Fordham, let's dive into that more. So, what about we want to know what opportunities has Fordham given you, especially in finance? So, are you in the Gabelli School of Business?
I am in the Gabelli School of Business, yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So Fordham really has given me a lot of opportunities to break into the business world, especially because of the location. It's in New York City. And being in the city means you have access to internships, networking events, and industry panels right at your doorstep. And the professor and career services at Fordham are really supportive. They share job opportunities every day, and they help you prep for interviews and connect with alumni. And I've had professors who have taken time outside of class to give you advice and connect with me, really with their network, which again really helped me grow and really to find my internships.
Wait, are you in your dorm room?
No, I'm not. I'm in Cleveland right now.
Oh, really? What are you doing?
Yeah, I was supposed to come in person, but a family matter came up, so I'm in Cleveland. So I'm in a hotel.
Oh, okay. Fun.
Exciting. So, since you're in Gabelli, did you do the whole ground floor thing your freshman year?
Yes. So at Gabelli, in one of the first at Gabelli, you'll take a class called Ground Floor. It's basically where they put you into teams to create a business idea and pitch it. It's kind of like Shark Tank. But it really helped me realize that I love entrepreneurship and working with others, which actually led me to co-found my club at Fordham later on.
So what made you start that club that you founded, and how was that process?
Yeah, so BFF is also known as Blockchain Fintech program that I co-founded with some of my best friends. It's to help students learn more about blockchain and crypto and how tech is changing finance. We host events, write newsletters, and pitch ideas, kind of like how Women in Business you guys do, but for fintech. And one of my favorite parts of the club was pitching for funding for our club. It really taught me a lot about leadership and public speaking.
Can you go into more of what your club does and what you've been doing for your club?
Yeah, so we host bi-weekly meetings. Again, Fordham, they're really strict and bureaucratic about when you have your meetings and stuff like that. So we try to do bi-weekly meetings, and every day we do a lesson, what is fintech or what is crypto, those lesson plans every day. And then we try to get as much as guest speakers like you guys are doing right now as possible, and try to connect students who are really interested in fintech and they might want to possibly pursue a career in fintech.
So after coming out of high school, how did you know you wanted to go to Fordham? Because me and Jasmine are the only seniors here, but I'm sure everyone has that question, or they'll get to that point when they have that question of where they want to spend the next 4 years of their life or more. So
you're saying that how I transitioned from high school to college?
Yeah, and what made you choose Fordham?
Okay, so the transition was definitely a shift, but it was step by step, and I chose Fordham mainly because of the money that they gave me. They gave me a really good amount of aid, and also But I'm really glad I'm happy with my choice, because at the end of the day, I met incredible people, and I think the people aspect is what makes it for college. I don't think it matters about like the ranking or title. I think it matters about like who you meet and like the people like that are in your classes and stuff. And I think Fordham really has a like tight knit community where everyone knows each other. It's not too big of a school, but it's also not too small of a school. And it's a school where everyone actually knows each other by face.
You found it stressful to balance internship, school, work, and social life. How do you manage to be successful but still have time for other things?
So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Balance is actually something that I'm trying to also, work on. But what really helps me is time blocking. Like I literally color code my calendar so I can visually see what I'm working on. And whether I'm studying or taking time for myself, I also believe in quality over quantity. So you don't need to do everything, just the things that you move forward or bring you joy. And as I've learned is that rest is productive, and I'm feeling really burnt out, I'll take a step back and do something that recharges me, whether it's a workout class or catching up with friends or just like bed rotting. But saying no to some things means saying yes to yourself.
Yeah. So why finance over like other business majors, for example, like economics or marketing?
I feel like finance is like the best fit. I love that it's about decision making, strategy, and like understanding markets. Accounting is more about cracking what already happened, and economics is more about theory. And finance, I feel like, is just right in the middle. With real world impact. I also want to explore more into investing in fintech and innovation. I feel like finance was like the perfect like career choice, and that gives me the most flexibility to explore that.
So in like the future, like in 10 years, let's say, where do you see yourself? Like what position do you have an idea of what you want to actually be?
Oh my goodness, Lauren. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have it all figured out, okay? And I think that's totally okay. Right now, I'm just taking it step by step. I'm trying to learn from every experience and like really keeping an open mind. With that being said, though, I do see myself working in investment management or fintech. And after graduation, I don't know, like I'll see like what I do this summer at BlackRock. And, if I do like it, then I'll continue there full time. But eventually, I do want to start my own fund or my own company one day, but as of right now, I don't have a clear path for answer. It might change tomorrow, it might change like in 10 days about what I want to do.
Could you explain a little bit more about BlackRock and how you were able to get that internship?
Yeah, so BlackRock is the largest asset management firm in the world. They manage money investments on behalf of like individuals, companies, and government. I feel like I really got lucky with that internship. I applied last year. It's always a year before. So like when you get into college, I don't want to pressure you guys or anything, but recruiting actually starts in freshman year. You want to do your internship, and then that leads to a full-time role. But again, no pressure at all. But I honestly started reaching out to people that were from Fordham, and if they worked at BlackRock, if they can give me advice. I reached out to them by LinkedIn, or I went to career services and asked do you have any names that work there? And then once I coffee chatted them, they really gave me good advice and to prep for my interviews and stuff like that.
In general, do you have any tips to help people with picking their major or their profession in college and making a game plan once you go to college?
Oh, are you saying that free college?
Wait, can you repeat that?
Yeah, wait. Did you say picking the right college?
Picking the right college and major.
Oh, okay. So, honestly, when I was applying and stuff like that, it can feel overwhelming at first but what helped me was asking myself, what am I interested in and what kind of environment do I want to be in? I knew I wanted to study business and be in a city with opportunities, and have supportive people around me, and Florida was that. But once you list call it things that you want to do, or want to major in, what I would do is I would tour the campuses or do tours. and pay attention to how each place felt. And sometimes you just know when the school is right, like the right fit for you. And again, like I would say, like just go for the right base. It's just like where you see yourself for the next 4 years, and like where you can grow. And also, don't be afraid to ask questions or reach out to current students or clubs that you're interested in that school. I feel like that would really help you picture like what it's like to be at the school.
Do you have any tips for public speaking and interviews?
Oh yeah, for sure. So public speaking is something that actually really used to intimidate me. Like, I would overthink every word and worry about messing up. But one thing that really helped me was actually recording myself. So it's a little awkward at first, but watching yourself back like helps you catch like little things, like how fast you talk, or if you're fidgeting. It also helps you get comfortable with your own voice, which really builds confidence. And I also would try to focus on less on being perfect and more on being genuine and real. People want to connect with you, not a script. I mean, I feel like practice helps, but so does taking like a deep breath, really like remembering it's just a conversation. And I always like remind myself that I know my story better than anyone else, so I'm just here to share it. But one last tip, I always say that like try to smile, make eye contact with just one or two like faces like in the room if you're interviewing in person. It just feel like almost like I'm talking to a crowd and you're talking to like your friends.
Have you experienced like any like big challenges or things that you've had to overcome? Any stories that you want to share?
Did you say like challenging stories?
Yeah, anything that you've learned or like something like an obstacle that you had to face and you came out stronger on the other side?
Yeah, so like when you work for internships, like you're gonna face a lot of rejection. And like sometimes like it kind of brings you down, but then at the end of the day, it's all about understanding that like what's meant to be will be, and like eventually that right opportunity will come for. But going from high school and then into college and into the real world, like you have to like be really used to like not everything happens your way, and sometimes other things happen so you can get to like the place where you want to be. And I remember like at college, like in freshman year, like I was getting used to like getting rejected from clubs and stuff like that. Like even like there's culture club, you have to apply and go through interviews. I remember that. And depending on your college, like I know some colleges like they make you go through like 3 rounds of interviews just to make it into a club, which I think it makes no sense, but it's a more inclusive environment. But yeah, like just really getting used to that mindset that like, oh, not everything's gonna work out your way.
You mentioned earlier that you always had interest in business, so what exactly inspired you to create the Women in Business Club with Sabrina?
Oh, I love this question. Sabrina and I were inspired to create this club because we wanted a space where young women could feel empowered, supported, and confident in stepping into the business world. At the time, we didn't see a club focused specifically on helping women explore business, leadership, and like professional groups. So we thought, why not start one? So we went straight to Mrs. A with our idea. Shout out to her because she really believed in us from day one and helped bring the club to life. And seeing how far it's come, again, it's so surreal. And look at Laura and Jasmine, who were first freshmen when they joined, and now they're seniors, and they're leading the club, and I can see with so much passion and care. And that's exactly what Sabrina and I had dreamed of when we first started, like building something that will grow like beyond like us and continue to impact others. And I can see like many new faces. So like seeing you all here today, like really means a lot.
Yeah. Funny story, there's another club that was made, it's like finance and business, and they asked Miss A to moderate it too.
Business and marketing.
Oh,
Marketing.
Yeah.
But
wait, you said like there's another club?
say that again?
You said there's another club?
Yeah, they tried making another club. I don't know if it's made already or they tried making it, but they asked Miss A to moderate that too.
Wait, Miss A, what was your response?
I said, I already have that club. I think it was a function of kids just wanted to be president and put it on their resume. I said, because you can come to our meeting, and they were like, oh, well, we want to have boys. I said, well, we can have boys come, and they were like, all right, we'll get back to you. And they just ran away.
Wait, recently or?
This was like last year?
I think it was last year. Yeah, I think it was last year. Yeah.
Is it still established? Like, is it like established or no?
I don't think it was established.
They did establish it, but Mrs. Amato became the moderator, and every time I see her, she's like, they don't do anything.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, we're cooler. We have the sweaters and everything.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I know you and Sabrina go to the same college. Are you guys still in touch, or do you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Sabrina's actually studying abroad right now in Italy.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, I know. That seems so fun. Would you ever consider studying abroad?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about studying abroad in Barcelona
Oh my
for senior year.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Wait, so does Fordham have like special programs for that, or like?
Yeah, so Fordham has a school in London. It's just called Fordham School London. If you want to I feel like if you going to London is the most easiest for people that want to study abroad at Fordham, because your transfer your credits transfer. But if you go to another school, it might be a little difficult. But I know people my friends they're in Japan, Australia. I know Australia is also a big one. Heard amazing stories about Australia if you want to go surfing. But basically anywhere you can do a whole year study abroad program if you want to.
Really interesting. Wait, how does that work though? They do semester abroad, right? And then how many credits do you get from that though? Do you get a whole semester worth?
Well, it depends on so people mostly go during junior year or senior year. For example, if you're a junior, you're ready to declare your major, just go to have fun, I feel study abroad is also a year just to have fun and stuff like that. But I have friends that did 1 year in London and another year in Ireland. It just depends on your major and how it works out abroad.
So how do you set yourself away from the men that are also in business? Say for example, interviews or networking events. How do you make yourself stand out? Because I know that business.
I always say that being genuine in yourself. I know that sounds so cliche because everyone says that, but truly being yourself. These companies know that you're a student, you're learning, and no one knows everything, and just truly what's your objective, what's your goal, and honestly just really advocating for yourself, communicating clearly what you want to do with your life, but not with your life, your goals with the company. I'm sure
How would you say your daily routine is as being a college student with so many extracurriculars?
Okay, so honestly, you said day to day, right?
Your daily routine.
So it honestly varies day to day, and that's one of the best things in college. You get to be creator of your own schedule. Some days are packed with classes, club meetings. But since Fordham is in New York City, I love after a long day, I can just hop on a subway and hang out with friends in the city. Whether that's trying a new coffee shop or walking around Central Park, or going to a cool event or something, there's always something to do, and it's really helped me balance out the hustle with some fun. But some days are really busy with classes, but I try to make things I enjoy, whether it's just a workout or just hanging out with friends in the city. It's all about balance, guys.
Yeah.
Wait, do you dorm at Rose Hill or?
No, I don't.
So you live at home right now?
Yeah, I live at home right now. It's just so much easier.
Yeah. Do you think that you don't have that campus aspect of it, of college, the typical college?
So Fordham has 2 campuses. There's one in the city and there's one at Rose Hill. If you want a more traditional feel, Rose Hill is definitely a traditional feel. City campus is just a large building with 12 floors. It's just what you want. If you want to be right in the city, then I would say Lincoln Center campus is perfect for you. But if you want a more traditional college campus, I would say Rose Hill.
So you go to Lincoln Center?
Yeah, no, I go to both campuses.
Oh, okay. So you're back
the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Have you personally faced any gender inequality in the business field?
Oh, you said gender inequality?
Yeah, being a woman.
It can feel intimidating at times when you're the only woman in the room, but it's also, I've noticed at Fordham at least that the ratio with women and men in business classes, it's kind of even out.
Oh.
But at the same time, it's really empowering at the same time because you learn how to speak up for yourself, advocate for yourself, and really have your own space. But again, finding a community of women and mentors really makes a difference. You guys are always supporting one another, and we have to stick together because yes, there are times where you're going to be the only woman in the room, but at the end of the day, you are representing an entire, gender, and being yourself is the best part.
Right.
Is there like any course that you found like really hard with this major, and like how were you able to manage that?
As of right now, luckily, I'm gonna jinx myself, but I haven't found like a major hard course, but I did struggle with like corporate finance last semester. I feel like it was just like a tough class with like a lot of concepts that took a lot of time to really understand, but it really challenged me to like manage my time better by like studying more consistently and asking for help. But honestly, there is not like that really super hard one course yet that I have encountered, and I hope I don't jinx myself by saying that.
Okay, so before we end it today, we'd like to ask like the guests usually a last question on what you want. Like, if you had the last thing to say to us, what would you want to share with us? Like anything that you've learned over the course of college or anything that you want to share with us today.
Oh yes, definitely what I said before, just be yourself, and that like everything really works out at the end, guys. It might not look like it currently, like whatever situation you're going through, but it really works out at the end.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.